Hey guys, Andy here again, and this time I'm going back to my favorite topic, which is testing true wireless sport earbuds. I've got the Jabra Elite 7 active to put it through its paces, and I've been using it actively for a couple of weeks now, indoors and outdoors, for weightlifting and running, or simply when walking around in town. So if you are wondering how they performed, then stick with me after the intro. But before we dive deep into all the specific details, let me tell you that I got these earbuds from Jabra for this review. I'm not getting paid at all, and I actually bought another pair for myself almost 2 weeks before I got the test samples from the manufacturer. And I did that because I wasn't sure when the test buds would arrive, and I was so eager to try them that I couldn't wait any longer. So I was already halfway in with all the testing and filming when the other pair of earbuds turned up in my postbox. And I was surprised to see that the packaging of the two buds was completely different, and I was told that there are indeed two different versions. One for e-commerce and one for standard retail. And even though the contents and accessories are the exact same, I find this distinction interesting, but let's move on to the buds themselves, as that's why you are probably here. So as I just said, I've got both the blue and the black ones, but the buds are also available in mint color. The earbuds have a liquid silicone rubber coating called Shake Grip, which can provide me with an extremely secure fit even without ear fins or wings, and it's also very comfortable too. The coating is more rubbery on the outside and it feels more plasticky on the inside though, so it's not the same all around the buds, but the strong grip is there regardless, even after a heavy gym session with loads of sweating. I remember complaining about the loose and not so secure fit of the Elite Active 75T and also the Elite 85T, but this time Jabra nailed the design for me and for my ears at least. The Elite 7 Active are small buds with a weight of around 5.5 grams each. They sit relatively deep in my ears and they are very low profile, and they give me an extremely good level of passive noise isolation. It's so good that once in the gym it took me like 20 minutes before I realized that the ANC was not even turned on. True story. When we talk about real sport earbuds, I believe that the robust build quality and the secure fit are the two essential attributes, and we already established that the Elite 7 Active has passed the fit test with flying colors. And they are also very well built, and they sport an IP57 rating, which makes them not only fully waterproof up to 1 meter of submersion, but they are also protected against dust ingress to a certain extent. The rubber coating can also come in handy when you drop the buds accidentally, so durability gets a big thumbs up too. The battery case is also well built and compact enough. It's fully plastic, but I have no concerns at all regarding its durability. The lid has a little play when closed, but the hinge is solid with a hard stop when fully open. The inside of the case has the same rubber coating as the outside of the buds. It does not collect fingerprints at all, it's easy to keep it clean, and thanks to the plenty space around the buds, they are easy to grab too. The Elite 7 Active come with Qi wireless compatibility, but you can also use the USB-C port on the front to charge the case. The total battery life can be 30 hours with the case, and the buds themselves can run for up to 8 hours on their own, according to the official specs. I did a battery life test of my own with an iPad using the AAC codec and volume around 65%, and I squeezed 8 hours and 5 minutes of playtime out of the buds with active noise cancellation on. Well, accidentally I turned ANC off for maybe an hour or so, but still, with mixed use they can easily deliver the advertised 8 hours of single charge battery life. 5 minutes of fast charge gives the buds enough power for up to 60 minutes of use. Next up is connection. The Jabra Elite 7 Active comes with Bluetooth 5.2 on board, and it can offer you the SBC and AAC audio codecs. No high-res options, no LDAC, no aptX, no LHDC, only the basic SBC and AAC. I had to play a little with both sets to pair them initially with my Android phone and my iPad too, so it wasn't as quick and easy as I thought it would be, but as soon as I got them connected, I had no connection issues anymore and I had no signal dropouts on any of my devices at all. However, I noticed a bit of a high-pitched noise coming from the left earbud when switching between ambient modes or when turning on any sort of media playback, but that ringing sound was only present on the navy blue sample I got and not on the black one. The connection itself was solid on both. There is quite a noticeable delay in the sound with mobile games, which even at my admittedly basic level can be distracting, but watching videos gave me the low latency experience I expected. But what I also expected from Jabra is delivering multi-point use support with their newest buds, but sadly, that feature is nowhere to be found on either the Elite 7 Active or the Elite 7 Pro. We might get it with a firmware update at a later stage, but as of making this video, it's not available and that's all we know for sure. So no multi-point out of the box, but at least we get single bud mode, so either of the buds can be used on its own. And even though it's only the more expensive sibling, the Jabra Elite 7 Pro, which has special bone conduction sensors built in to improve the quality of your phone calls, the Elite 7 Active can deliver great clarity through the 4 microphones that pick up my voice. So that was in a quiet room, but if you find yourself making a phone call in a more rowdy environment, this is what you can expect in terms of voice transmission quality and noise filtering. Onto the controls, we have a physical button on each earbud to control basically all your media functions, including play, pause, tracks and volume, incoming phone calls, your voice assistant and the different ambient modes. The functionality of the buttons is remappable in the Jabra Sound Plus app. You can customize the single, double and triple tap actions, but the long press is fixed to controlling the volume. That's all perfectly fine with me, and these settings are still much more flexible than what most manufacturers allow you to do in terms of personalization. The buttons are very tactile and you don't have to apply a ton of pressure to make them register a command, so using the buttons is really easy and comfortable. Reaction times are quick, accuracy is spot on, and the buttons work well under all conditions regardless whether you have sweat or dirt on your hand, whether you are wearing gloves or even a hat. The controls can handle all that, which makes them superior to most earbuds with touch controls. And that, I mean the superiority, applies to the Sound Plus app too. There is barely anything you cannot customize in the app. Starting with the layout and order of the 3 widgets you have on the main screen. There is the ANC widget first, with 3 different modes, but more about that in a second. Then you have the EQ settings with some presets and custom settings. And there is the Soundcape widget, which is an ASMR feature with loads of different ambient sounds and noises you can listen to if your nervous system requires you to do so at the end of a long day. Going into the settings gives you further custom options, along with the usual firmware update, quick start guide and find my earbuds features. You can customize which of the 3 ambient modes you want to cycle through using the buttons on your earbuds, or you can disable the in-ear sensors if you don't want autoplay pause or auto answering phone calls. But you can control the 2 functions separately as well and keep the sensors active for phone calls, but not for media playback, for example. You can also tell the buds whether you want to mute the audio when hear-through mode is on or not. You have multiple options to fine-tune your phone call experience as well. Side tone lets you hear your own voice during a phone call, and you can EQ the voice of the other person as well by adding either more treble or more bass to it. And we haven't even gotten to the menu, which is actually called Personalize Your Headset yet. In there you will find a fit test, an ANC test, the control remapping settings, and the My Sound feature, which runs different test tones, and depending on what you can actually hear, it can adjust the sound of the earbuds for you. So as you can see, there are plenty options and settings to choose from in the app. One negative about the app is that I had a few times when the buds were connected to my phone, but the app would not connect to the buds, or when it did, it dropped the connection in a few seconds and kept trying to reconnect without any success. Restarting the app sorted this out most of the time though. But now let's talk about the active noise cancellation on the Elite 7 Active. There are 3 modes: ANC on, hear-through and ANC off. We get a slider for both the ANC and the hear-through modes to adjust the strength of each from 1 to 5, 5 being the strongest. But before you can even turn the ANC on, you have to go through a setup process in which you can personalize the ANC. Now, this is the only feature in the app which I found completely useless, and I simply set the ANC to its highest setting and left it there. But regardless of how I got there, the Elite 7 Active can drown out all sorts of noises very well in my ears. You get a much more efficient active noise cancellation with the Elite 7 Active than what the Jaybird Vista 2, one of my all-time favorite sport earbuds, can deliver, for example. And it's not just a slight advantage, but a substantial difference. The intensity of the hear-through mode is very similar on the two buds, but while the Jabra sounds more natural, the Jaybird adds a bit more hiss to the sound, so it's another easy win for the Elite 7 Active. But in ambient mode with wind noise filtering set to high, the Vista 2 can beat the Jabra in terms of how much wind noise you get, but that quickly changes as soon as you switch back to active noise cancelling, as the Jabra takes again a clear win here with its less annoying wind noise. But the Vista 2 has never been famous for its great ANC, so let's see how the Jabra buds can fare against one of the best in their price range, the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro. The Soundcore buds deliver a better noise cancelling performance with lower frequency noises, but there is not that much of a discernible difference between the two when it comes to blocking out higher pitched sounds. Hear-through is much more intense on the Elite 7 Active at its highest setting, which can also produce some pretty loud wind noise, but in all other modes and also at its lowest hear-through setting, the Jabra can handle wind noise better. When we have a quick look at the Jabra Elite 85T, which are still Jabra's top-of-the-line ANC earbuds, we will see some differences between the two buds, but the results might surprise you. On the 85T, a slightly more of those low-pitch rumbles can get through, but that can be due to the rather loose fit I got with those bigger and heavier buds. Hear-through is very close in intensity, but the 85T has more bass in its sound, while the Elite 7 Active sounds more natural. I would also give the edge to the Elite 7 Active as far as wind noise is concerned. So in my experience, the Elite 7 Active can deliver a powerful noise-cancelling performance, and I find them perfect for running outside with hear-through activated, and also in the gym with ANC set to maximum. Or even with ANC turned off completely, as I already told you that I got an extremely good passive noise isolation in my ears, so your results with the active noise cancelling might vary, but I can only share my experience with you guys, no more, no less. And as for their sound, I was kind of surprised by these new buds. The old Elite Active 75T had such an overpowering bass that I didn't really like them at all. Then came the Elite 85T with new drivers and a more balanced, less bass-heavy sound, and I was thinking like, okay, we are getting somewhere. And when I put in the Elite 7 Actives, I was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine, but maybe the highs are a bit too dominant this time. The default sound of the Elite 7 Active is more or less sonically balanced, which in my opinion is a very good starting point for any EQing. We get a sufficient amount of bass, both in terms of power and extension, mid-range clarity is great, and we get loads of energy in the treble, maybe a bit too much for my taste though. At higher volumes, the sound of the buds can get quite piercing and sibilant, especially with low bitrate streams or hot recordings, but other than that, the musical experience is excellent, especially at moderate listening levels, which should be plenty enough for 99% of people, as these buds can get really loud at full volume. Only if that ringing sound wasn't always present in the left bud, but with loud enough music it becomes mostly inaudible, and again, it only was an issue on one of my samples. The other one was completely free from it, and maybe it can even be sorted through a firmware update down the road. And now let me quickly run through a few of those earbuds I already mentioned, as it might help to put the Elite 7 Active in some perspective. Starting with one of the best sport earbuds out there, the Jaybird Vista 2. It costs a bit more at around $200, and you get an IP68 rating, wireless charging, silicone ear wings, and a slightly bigger but crush-proof case for your money. So you get an even better durability with the Vista 2, but I found the Bluetooth connection much more stable on the Jabra, and the Elite 7 Active also wins in terms of total battery life. You get very similar single charge playtime with both earbuds though. I prefer using the control buttons on the Jabra, and the Sound Plus app also offers more software features and customization options. We talked about their ANC performance, and that was an easy win for the Jabra, but their musical performance is much closer, and both earbuds have great EQ presets and custom EQ settings too. But by default I found that the Jabra has more bass and more high-frequency sparkle, while the Jaybird has a wider soundstage with a more open mid-range. Neither of the two buds support any high-res audio codecs. And there are the Bose Sport earbuds as well, which got some new features in a recent firmware update, including an EQ, but that's still not enough to compete with the comprehensive set of features the Jabra Sound Plus app has to offer. The Bose Sport earbuds are bigger and heavier, but in my ears they are equally secure and comfortable thanks to their super soft arch support. The Jabra Elite 7 Active plays in a different league when it comes to features, button controls and durability, but the biggest blow is the lack of active noise cancellation on the Bose. But the Bose sound is by far my favorite amongst all sport earbuds to date, with their extensive soundstage, quick and snappy bass, open mid-range and smooth highs. The Jabra comes in a much smaller case, and the brick-like case of the Bose does not even give you wireless charging as an option. And even though the Bose case is like twice the size, the total playtime is only half of that of the Jabra, and the single charge battery life is much longer on the Elite 7 Active, even with ANC turned on. Onto the Soundcore Liberty 3 Pro, which are not sport earbuds by design, but many consider them to be the best earbuds for the money, and as of making this review they already cost a bit less than the Jabra Elite 7 Active. The Soundcore buds are larger, heavier and more flashy looking, and even if they come with multiple sets of different sized earrings and their fit is secure enough, it's not quite as tight as what I can get with the Jabras. Their IPX4 rating means less of a protection against the elements too. The Jabra buds have a longer single charge battery life, but they are similar in terms of total playtime. Connection is an easy win for Soundcore with their LDAC support and multi-point use. The physical buttons on the Elite 7 Active and the touch controls on the Liberty 3 Pro work equally well, but I prefer using the physical buttons as they prove to be more reliable across different scenarios. But the Soundcore app scores a big one with its practically restriction-free customization for their touch controls. However, the Jabra app offers more settings and personalization in general. In terms of their sound, the Liberty 3 Pro have more bass, a less forward mid-range, and even though their highs can get overly excited as well, they are not quite as piercing as the Jabra's near or at full volume. Both earbuds can go very loud. And you might say, hey, what about a comparison to the Jabra Elite 7 Pro? And you can even say that instead of the two Actives, I could have got one of each since they were released at the same time. And you wouldn't be wrong, but first, it is what it is, and second, I don't think that the minor differences between the two buds even warrant a detailed comparison. The only major difference that I am aware of is the use of the built-in bone conducting sensors on the Elite 7 Pro, which can pick up your voice more clearly, so if phone call quality is something of a major importance to you, then you are probably better off with the Pro. Other than that, the two earbuds are practically the same with some cosmetic differences and the shake grip coating on the Active version. Their IP rating, however, is the same, and so is their battery life, their ANC performance, their connection and codec options, their software features and all their major specs. The Elite 7 Actives are slightly cheaper though and probably more durable thanks to the rubber coating. But what I would have loved to compare to the Jabras are the new Beats Fit Pro and the JBL Reflect Flow Pro, but neither of those buds is officially available in Ireland as of making this video. I managed to order the JBL from Germany, so I will do a quick comparison between the two buds when reviewing the Reflect Flow Pro. And if you don't want to miss out on that, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell icon right now. I can wait. Now that's it. Thank you. So in the case of the Jabra Elite 7 Active, the name speaks for itself. These buds were designed with an active lifestyle in mind, and they deliver all the goodies such as a tight fit, a small form factor, long-term comfort, IP57 dust and waterproof rating, great ANC and hear-through modes, pumping and energizing sound, long battery life, stable connection, tactile buttons and loads of customization options in the app. Are these the best available sport earbuds as of today? Maybe I would incline to say so, but I still have a few buds to test before I can have a more definitive answer to that question. And also I would wait and see if a software update can fix the hissing issue in the left bud and whether we get multi-point or not. But what I can say now for sure is that these buds deliver an impressive performance across the board, and that earned them a spot on my list for the best sport earbuds of 2021, and the big comparison video is coming your way as well, so stay tuned for that. But this is it for today. I hope you liked the video. If you did, then please subscribe to the channel, and giving a thumbs up would also be much appreciated. Your comments are very welcome, so let's carry on the discussion about the Jabra Elite 7 Active Buds down below. Thanks for watching, see you next time.